Alright, castaways, we are live. Final 6, I want to, again, congratulate you on making it this far. iSurvivor is a game unlike any other on the web. It is legitimately trying to outwit, outplay, and outlast other capable human beings from around the world. 34 days straight playing this game, I know y'all are exhausted. I know the mental mind games, the crazy sleep schedules. I promise you it will be all worth it, at least for one of you. Um, Felix won the last immunity challenge, and now we are at Tribal Council. I will take the next few minutes to hold the Tribal Council question and answer ceremony to feel you guys out a little bit and maybe give some of you your last chance to probably change some minds and sort some stuff out. Okay, so I'll start with Brady. How are you tonight?
Doing good. Doing as good as I can.
In that challenge, were you okay? Was your strategy to answer and buzz in so you were the first one with the opportunity to guess, or were you like buzzing in to throw it?
I didn't know any of them.
What was the strategy?
I didn't know any of them. I just buzzed in and Googled it.
So, do you regret that buzzing in without really knowing the answer prior? Do you regret that?
No, because I wouldn't have beat Felix or Rachel anyways. I'm just gonna sit there and get 0.
Okay. How does it feel to be sitting right here? I think back to the days on the American tribe, Kuban, and the 9 other crazy players that you were playing with. The twist, the merge. Look at you. There's very few people sitting across from you tonight. How does it feel to be at this point in the game?
Right, honestly, I've never thought I'd be here, and you know what? I mean, I like all these people, and it's just been a fun experience, and it is what it is. I feel bad for a couple of the jurors that I did wrong, but other than that, it's what it is.
And you feel bad, meaning
Tomorrow, Mark's the only one I feel bad for, really. I didn't know all the other people aren't really. I didn't do anything to really hurt other than Jessica, and I don't really care about Jessica at all.
So, speaking of Jessica, you're not concerned at all about possibly how the jury will react to you being so open and so vocal about how you feel about them in this game. That does not concern you whatsoever. And speaking of that, guys, I'm going to bring in the members of our jury. Please, no talking to them. They are merely spectators. They're going to enter just to gather what they need to in order to make the best decision possible when it comes to casting the winner of this game. Felix.
Yes.
You don't seem too excited. You should. I feel like I've seen you happier without the necklace on.
Trust me, I'm happy wearing this right now. I felt happy when I actually won immunity. As you saw, like, I was very happy. I was too busy cheering to even focus on the last 4 questions because I knew at that stage there was no possible way of anyone catching up to me. So at that stage, I was just thinking, thank God for that, because I was not prepared for this challenge. I think I did the least studying out of everybody. I spent like 15 minutes looking through the wiki before the challenge. I was not prepared at all.
So did you luck out, or was it?
I'm good. Trivia is normally the one thing I can win, whether it's mini or anything. Trivia is the only thing I can do well in. If it's trivia, I'm fine. If it's not trivia, forget it.
Okay, so it's been stated publicly in the past tribal councils that you're not really a threat. You don't have a shot to win. State yourself. I mean, this is your second immunity challenge win.
I bought the first one, but yeah.
Regardless, you bought it. You won it. You had the funds to buy it, and the sixth sense, the clairvoyancy to know, hey, that's immunity. That's still credit to you, however random it was. So, Do you think that as the game progresses, the longer you last, the more challenges you knock under your belt? Do you think that people may start are underestimating your story and your resume that you could possibly bring to the final tribal council?
I think the argument there's two again making it to the end and winning the game are two very different things. I think that even no matter how game if I could play the most phenomenal game from here on out. We've played most of the game already. We've played 34 days, is it?
Uh-huh.
I think that the fact that I've been told by people I'm not going to win, if that's the case, so be it. But I think if getting to the end and winning the game are two very different things right now.
Why? It's so far in the game.
It's up to the jury to decide if I win.
Fair enough. So you won the challenge. You guys went back to camp, started strategizing. Who was the first person who approached you? What was the first call that you were on?
Well, I went on call with two people. I think pretty much everyone could guess who those two people were. I'm not going to shade the fact those are the two people I went on call with because I think everyone's going to assume that.
I don't know. I have not.
Brady and Whitney.
All right, so you went on call with Brady and Whitney.
I think everyone's aware of that.
What was the tea?
Who's discussing it to the tribal council?
You were safe. Were they trying to get your vote, or were you trying to convince them?
I felt fine. For once again, I felt safe going to tribal council because of this. If I didn't have this, I wouldn't feel safe.
You're safe, but being safe and having the vote play out the way you want it to, having the vote play out where it best suits you going to the final five, like, were you sitting there listening to them try to convince you, or were you actively trying to help them get on the same mind wavelength as you?
I think it was the case of everyone was just wanting the same things. It was fine.
It's the same thing.
Everyone was wanting to vote for, just to be blunt, everyone's discussed it. So I'm saying the whole chat, everyone was wanting to vote for Georgina.
Okay, thank you for calling a spade a spade. Georgina.
Hello.
So, Felix just said everybody wants to vote for you.
That would be very correct.
Do you think that this immunity challenge, had you won or had somebody else but Felix won, it would be any different? Like, if you didn't win immunity but Felix didn't, would it be any different?
I'm not entirely sure it would be. I think it was going to tie between me and Felix before this vote.
Yeah.
And I think that this hasn't really changed too much, in my opinion.
So does this mean if it was going to tie between you and Felix, you both are aware that now Felix is immune, am I safe to assume that you and Felix are going to be voting together tonight?
I don't know. That's all up to Felix. I just know right now I'm feeling pretty fucked.
Why do you think that you are the target tonight, Georgina?
I don't know. I mean, Daniel brought it up in the pressure cooker. I'm nice, and I think apparently I'm a jury threat. I'd said in this chat before that 4 of the people on the jury I feel like I've barely gotten to know, and I don't know why I'm a huge jury threat in that respect, but apparently I am.
All right, question for you. You're a threat because you're friendly, according to these people, and that's straight out of the words from Daniel just now. But since you were just talking about Daniel, like, have you tried to tell anybody specifically, okay, since we were just talking about Daniel, like, the reasons why Daniel is a threat just as big of a threat as you are, or if not more?
Well, I mean, in my opinion, 2 of the people that I feel like I don't have on the jury, which would be Hunter and Jessica, are like Daniel's little minions. So, I mean, why wouldn't they want to vote for Daniel at the end? I mean, he's already got 2 votes there sort of locked down, and then there's, on top of that, the fact that he's also been very, very friendly to everyone else who's also on the jury, so why the fuck wouldn't they want to vote for him at the end, you know? I'd see Daniel as a way bigger threat than me right now.
In terms of likability.
Community threat, and if people don't want to do it, that's fine, but I'm on board to do it. Hit me up, people.
All right, Rachel, what do you have to say about her comparison to Daniel being a threat and Daniel's claim about her being a threat? What's true? What's not true in your mind? What's your opinion about about Daniel being a threat and Georgina being a threat? And how do you make a decision about which way is the best way for you to go tonight?
I mean, they're both they're both threatening. Like obviously Georgina's super friendly. Everybody knows that. And yeah, she could be seen as a threat in the end as well. But I mean, they're both threats. Daniel's a threat too. I know that Daniel doesn't think that he is, or that he thinks that he won't win in the end. But but yeah, I mean, they both have done things in this game to get to this point, and Daniel's survived a lot. Georgina has a lot of friends, and she hasn't really done wrong.
Why are they any more big of a threat than you at this point, Rachel? If I'm not mistaken, let me just look at receipts. You have not a single vote cast against you this entire game.
Felix voted for me once.
Oh,
I did actually. Yeah, the first.
okay,
the only person
very
stuck to
first
the
tribal
original
council,
plan.
which I forget, but almost ever since you've gone on a clean voting record.
Yeah, I mean,
because Rachel's a big threat. She's never been the one to be thrown in that container as often. So, what makes you any less of a threat than Georgina and Daniel at this point in the game?
I mean, I definitely think there are ways that people could view me as a threat as well. I think the one thing is probably just the fact that I haven't had as big of a target on my back as somebody like Daniel, so he's survived a lot. So, I mean, that's a huge story at the end.
Is that a story you want to sit next to at the end?
Honestly, no, that'd be pretty scary to sit beside. I mean, that's a huge accomplishment, especially considering that people called this season the Ganon versus Daniel War.
And so you're saying would you like to be the one to take credit for ending that war officially now that Ganon's already out of the game?
I mean, yeah, I guess I did play a part in that. And I mean, I definitely don't regret it, so.
Heard. Brady, I have a question. And you can unmute. I'm making you real quick. Brady, are you going to be the one? Because like we said, this Ganon-Daniel war, I have a very important question. Ganon is out. Are you going to be the one to take out Daniel?
We'll see.
We'll see. Georgina, are you going to be the one to take out Daniel?
Oh, nobody was sorry. Yeah, that would be my last ditch effort at this point. Because if Daniel doesn't go, I'm probably going.
Whitney, can you hear me? Whitney? Okay. Rachel, let's head back to you. What are you basing your vote on tonight? Final five. Tomorrow will be the final five. You need to survive this vote in order to get there.
Right.
A lot at stake. What are you basing your vote on tonight?
Basically just what's been going on with the past 10 minutes, and I feel like I'm in a position where I can't really do anything at this point to change the outcome of the vote.
So are you succeeding to a move that's already in play at the final six? Are you letting it happen, or are you actively making it happen?
I'm definitely just kind of accepting this one, even if it's
okay, so if
not
you're
best.
accepting this wave and you're writing it out, who created the wave? I want to see who's the one who thought of this plan and is making the title. If not you, if you're writing the wave, who created it?
I guess the same person that organized it last week.
Brady? So Brady, see, if you're going to be the center of tribal council, you're going to have to be able to talk, my friend. Okay. Whitney, are you here? Whitney, I love you, but you need to sort your stuff out too, because this is not going to happen going forward. If you cannot be available for a live tribal council, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to accept your vote.
What's up?
Hey, Brady. All right, so it's been a lot of talk of Daniel Georgina. The war that everybody's been talking about, Daniel Ganon. Half of it's out, half of it's left in. Tonight it seems like Georgina, being a social big big, likable personality on the jury, and then you have Daniel, the guy who's had 20 votes cast against him, still here from the war between Gannon and Daniel. He's won the war, so it's like he's already won that war. What's your head going at now? Like, what's the bigger threat for you, and why did you start this tidal wave against Georgina?
Before I answer that question, I just want to say Whitney to check your Skype, and then other than that, I'd say that Georgina is the bigger threat, and that's going to be shown tonight in the vote.
Why is Georgina the bigger threat?
Because I said so.
Wow, that's amazing. Because I said so.
I'm just kidding. I like Georgina. I'm just playing, dude. I don't know. We'll see what happens in the vote.
All right. Georgina, do you respect his playful attitude about it, or does that make you feel...
Oh, it's my game. You come to play. I'm voting her out because I said so. Like, fuck. If I'm going to the jury right now, I want a better plea than that. I want him to own it if he's going to vote me the fuck out. Like, come on.
I'm giving you a chance to own it, Brady.
I don't know who I'm voting yet.
Oh, he doesn't know who he's voting yet. Felix.
Yes.
He doesn't know who he's voting yet. Does that change who you're voting? Do you not know who you're voting yet?
Him not knowing doesn't change that, but I'm not sure. But him not knowing doesn't change that fact.
Oh, okay. I wish I could ask Whitney a question. Let me ask you, Daniel.
Yep.
All right. So, you and Georgina, clearly big threats. Why is the limelight on you two? There's 4 other people in the game.
I think because Georgina is the biggest social threat, and I've kind of highlighted that. I think a few other people have highlighted it as well. And I just want to point out that she was calling Jess and Hunter my minions. It's not the case. They played their own game. Also...
Yeah, their game was just following you.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. How do you know that? It wasn't.
Wait, okay. Why was raise your hand in this chat if you voted Jessica out. Raise your hand in this chat if you voted Jessica out. Every single person other than you. Okay, let's go to it. Rachel, honesty. Why did you vote Jessica out?
I voted Jessica out because I thought that it would be better, and I tried to make amends with my old group.
All right, to answer my question, was Jessica Daniels' minion, yes or no?
Jessica had no brain. That's all I'm going to say.
All right. Rachel, was Jessica a minion of Daniels, yes or no?
I mean, Jessica was definitely the closest to Daniel, I felt.
Thank you, Switzerland. Felix, was Jessica a Daniel sheep, yes or no?
She was with Daniel.
Okay. Georgina, was Jessica a Daniel sheep?
Yes.
All right, Daniel, you have...
Falling him right off a cliff.
All right, so you have 5 people sitting across from you saying that Jessica was your sheep, and then I have just one person, you, saying Jessica wasn't. Based on statistics and everything I learned in school, it's safe for me to assume that Jessica is a sheep, and that to me is the reason why she's gone.
Yeah,
just to state that.
Reality in this game, people perceive it to be my sheep. I think if you
perception is 95% of this game at this point. Now that, especially with the jury, the perception is 95% of the game.
That's what I said. Yeah, that's what I said. But I'm just let me finish myself. So if Jess went further in the game, I think you would have seen her play. I think she didn't need to. She felt like she didn't need to play a very productive game at the point where she went out. I feel like, but I feel like if you later on down in the track, she would have made bigger moves and made her own decisions.
Well,
I just want to point out as well, like Georgina said that I have mentioned Hunter and Jess. Well, there's 7 other people in the jury, most of which who I think would vote for Georgina. So she can't just say like, oh, here's 2 people that vote for Dan, because that's 2 people, you know?
I already said in the chat, there's 4 people that I believe will not vote for me at the end.
But Will and Natalie tried to vote me out.
Yeah, but they can also respect that they tried to vote you out and then you voted them right. You voted them immediately as they were doing that. Like, that's a good game move.
Yeah.
Where's
Yes.
Sandy?
They weren't voting for me, so why would they want to vote for me at the end? Like, it wasn't
But where's
a
Sandy?
retaliation to me.
Well, this is fun. Are we just continuing tribal council by ourselves or something?
Why is Whitney not here?
You just see the chat. It just says Whitney Chamberlain has joined the chat. Whitney Chamberlain has left the chat. It's like a whole page of just Whitney joining and leaving. One more time, and she will literally fill the entire chat bar. Does anyone else have anything to say?
Love you, Felix.
Huh? What did you say? I wasn't paying attention to you.
I said I love you.
Thanks.
Arthur looks excited. Hey, Dana.
The two jurors we have on call with us. The worrying moment when Whitney's on the call, but Sandy isn't.
Oh, hello.
Sorry, my laptop died. All right, did you guys have a chance to talk, or were you guys just waiting?
We just vote.
All right, does anybody else have anything that they need to get off their chest? Some of you are in a worse position tonight than others, so I'm giving the floor to you as an opportunity to state whatever you need to for the final time. Brady, anything to say?
Vote.
No?
I said 2 words. Let's vote.
Let's vote. All right, Daniel, anything you want to say, buddy?
Let's get it.
Vote Georgina.
Oh my god.
Georgina?
Alright, well, I mean... where to begin? I kind of wanted to start to break out into song like I did in the tribe chat before, going, this is my fight song. Basically, I believe Daniel is a way bigger threat than I am. I don't understand why people can't see that. If you can't see it by now, you shouldn't be playing the game. Honestly, anyone going against Daniel at the end is going to lose. Mark my words. Don't keep me. Don't vote me out.
Felix. Any last words, Felix?
Thank you for this immunity necklace. Thanks for not studying up as much as you did, letting me win.
Rachel, any last words before we get to the vote?
Just Tanya.
We've all been saying.
And Whitney. I'm guessing she has nothing to say. All right, with that, guys, I'm going to give you each 60 seconds to be PM me the name of the person. 60 seconds to PM me the name of the person you want to send out of here. All right? I'm going to go get my voting parchments. I'll be right back.
Or to whoever leaves, have a nice glass of champagne and the burger for everybody. And if I see someone else putting peanut butter on a Tim Tam, I'm going to cry because peanut butter is horrible.
Amen. Amen to that. I'd rather put Vegemite on a Tim Tam than peanut butter.
It's the nerve-wracking way for
What's his thing?
It's just weird to think if this were the show, how long we'd have to sit here waiting for tribal council to happen. Just having to just sit in silence, watch everyone voting. Just shut up to the. Shut up. Oh wait, you're on mute. You can't speak.
All right, just give me a minute while I tally. Thank you. Muting.
Good luck, everybody.
Saying that you should have just like vote on like little pieces of paper like during the immunity challenge. Way cooler.
Whatever, I don't even feel bad about my vote at all.
Oops. Rachel being aggressive.
Well, I'm sorry, but like...
I'm glad this person's going to be on the jury. I don't have to speak to them anymore. They'll be on mute at the next show.
All right, guys.
I'm joking.
The votes have been locked and tallied. I must remind everybody that the person who receives the most votes will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately, and they will become the 7th member of the jury, joining Tanya, Will, Natalie, Jessica, Hunter, and Mark Gannon. First vote. Whitney. Second vote. Daniel. That's one vote for Whitney. One vote for Daniel. Georgina. Georgina. We have 2 votes for Georgina, 1 vote for Daniel, 1 vote for Whitney. Daniel. Last vote, guys. The 15th person voted out of by Survivor.
Six times the charm, Daniel.
That's okay. That's okay.
Nothing personal.
Alright, guys.
After 34 days, you're an ice survivor. Unfortunately, you need to bring me your torch.
All good.
Bye,
Daniel,
Daniel.
after a long, hard fight,
Nothing personal.
you won the war between Mark Gannon, but unfortunately, you did not win the game. The tribe has spoken. That's where you go.
See you guys.
See you.
All right. Congratulations, Final 5. We have Georgina surviving at the skin of her teeth. We have Brady. We have Rachel, Phoenix, and
Jesus Christ.
Whitney. All right, guys.
I want to congratulate each of you on making it this far. From the reactions of the jury, you most definitely kept them on their toes. Another one bites the dust. We're at the final 5. Y'all can head back to camp.
Thanks.
Viewers, everybody wait till the viewers say goodbye. We have
Bye,
about
guys.
average this episode.